Okay, here are a few blues licks in E. So we got this slide right here, string 2, fret 3, and I slide to 5. So I'm actually playing strings 2 and 1, and then sliding up a whole step. And if you wanted to do that Jimi Hendrix style, you can go back to that, and then I slide from fret 4 to fret 2 on string 3. Also, you can go up like Stevie Ray Vaughan from 3 to 5 to 7 and 8. So 7 on string 1, 8 on string 2. And that's right there, you're in that E minor pentatonic. If you bend the second string and keep the first string from bending, so just kind of hold that one solid, this one bends. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's fret 10 on string 2. String 1, fret 10 as well. That's AC/DC or country even. So that's AC/DC as well. So that's very bluesy, kind of reminiscent of Chuck Berry. That's in that E minor pentatonic there. You got that one. So that is a bend on string 3, fret 14. 12 on string 2, 12 on string 1. So that was string 1, fret 15. I bend up a full step, so it sounds like 17. And then I continue up to 2 steps, so it's 1, half, 2. So that's kind of a fierce bend. Very Led Zeppelin-like. Vibrato is really important. Like, you can tell one guitar player from another by their vibrato. So some people, that play more kind of Strat style guitars will use the whammy bar sometimes. Dave Gilmour and Jeff Beck a lot. Clapton to some extent as well, but he'll do finger vibrato as well. It sounds different because finger vibrato, you're actually bending the note slightly sharp and letting it come back to pitch. Whammy bar vibrato, you actually dip down below the note and let it come back up to pitch. So unison bends, this is cool. So string 1, fret 12, string 2, fret 15. You can either use your 3rd or 4th finger, it's up to you. So you play both strings, strings 2 and 1. Bend string 2 so that it sounds like the same pitch as string 1 not bend. You want to make sure not to bend this one because the note will go sharp if you do. So this is an E note. I'm bending a D note here up to an E. And you can move that up. Those are great. So the same thing you did on 10 here, you can do it on 12, 15. I did that one. You can do the same type of thing on string 2. You got this double stop thing, which is the same as... So that's 10, this is 12, and, string 3, fret 14, string 1, string 2, fret 15. I'll say that again. String 3, fret 14, string 2, fret 15. You can also do double stops like... You'll notice a lot of times people will bend that slightly, so they'll play the 2 notes, that's strings 3 and 2 on fret 12, but I'll bend it just a little toward the end. So that's 14, 12, 14, 14, or even this. So this is strings 2 and 3 on 12. Hammer on string 3 only. And then I play string 4, fret 14. Basically that's outlining an E chord. You're going from minor to major. E minor, E major. That's cool too. This is a really good one with pull-offs and hammer-ons in the pentatonic. So it's a triplet, which is the rhythm of you're cramming 3 notes into 1 beat. So 1 triplet, 2 triplet. And I got this idea from Paul Gilbert on a video. This is a pull-off from 14 to 12 on the 5th string. And then you're staying in that scale, so it's fret 15 on string 6. So you're descending 3 notes, and then you ascend. So it's like this. Then the same sequence. So if you're in a blues... So that one's pretty cool. And then there's also these sequences like... So that's string 1, it's a hammer, pull. So it's pick once, hammer, pull, then string 2. And repeat that. Usually 4 times is a good... So I'm staying in the E minor pentatonic all the way up. So this is open in 3 on both strings, 3 and 5 on both, 5 and 7 on this string, on the first string, then 8 on the second string, because that note's in the scale, and then 7 and 10. And this is going to be 10, 12, and 12, 15. Alright, so that's a pretty good one too. You have to decide which fingers you're going to use ahead of time. So that's why I messed up on this one. If I use my 3rd finger, it's a little easier for that one. So I need to practice that. Since that's in a group of 4, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, instead of triplets, like... Or that would be like a triplet equivalent of it. The triplets tend to work better over a shuffle. Because that's based on a triplet. And then the fours tend to work better over straight time. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. Yeah. So you can play those slow, fast. And a lot of times like interchanging between licks too. So instead of just doing a sequence all the way up and all the way down, that becomes predictable. So you can start with a sequence and then go into something else, like, you know, that kind of thing, or And the other thing I'll say about the rhythms is that really, until you know the rhythms really well, it's very hard to play a blues, you know, form solo that that sounds good with the context of the song, because you kind of have to know which chord you're playing over the whole time, and how to resolve it if you want to resolve it, you know. So when we're improvising, we're really trying to create tension, which resolves, and tension and resolution. That's what pushes the music forward. So hopefully that's helpful. All right, thanks.